Hi and welcome. My name is Viktor Rozsa, and I'm a solutions architect at Rescale. And today I will be describing some of the developments of our platform around agentic engineering. Specifically, we are trying to realize the change from this top line, which is the previous paradigm of how a modeling and simulation engineer might work with a lot of friction in his or her day, down to the bottom line, where we have pervasive agents that are helping at every step of the day in order to decrease those routine and automatable non-value added tasks to help people get to cycles of innovation much faster. And so today I'll be showing you some of the basic capabilities of some of the platform agents. There are different levels of maturity where we'll be featuring some of the more advanced ones in future videos. Today will be more about the mechanics of how these agents can interact with platform capabilities. What we're looking at here is a landing page within Rescale where we have several jobs listed. And we can interact with the AI assistant through this chatbot here, where we can ask, for example, so there's many types of specialized agents. These operate in an agent-to-agent framework. Some are around setting up jobs, validating them, mining data sources. As you can see, there's quite a few here. There's also a general Rescale assistant, which is what manages a lot of the back-end orchestration of using our own MCP service to interact with creation of jobs, setting up various Rescale primitives, as you can see listed here. As a first pass, we might want to select a single job and just ask to get all the metadata associated with it. In this case, the query returns back everything from the actual inputs and findings of the simulation to the paradigms of the software and hardware that it ran in, as well as information on the person that ran the job. Next, I could ask the assistant to actually now use this job as a starting point, but to modify it. Great, so the new job has been configured. We'll go ahead and refresh and see if it appeared here. Indeed it has, where we can now validate all the configuration that we just prompted through natural language, but it's now configured with the hardware in this case that we actually asked for. Great, so in this case we've now submitted the job through natural language. This uses Rescale's own MCP server backend, and we see that the job is now here queued up and firing away. So we've used natural language to clone a job, modify some things about it, and to actually submit it as well. Now perhaps we're interested in looking at jobs that did not go well. So this job 2 here we actually notice has a failure warning. So perhaps we might want to prompt our troubleshooting agents and our capabilities around that to investigate the job and tell us what went wrong. Great, so the troubleshooting is now completed, and we see that we're given a summary of exactly what went wrong, where it looked like there was a bash script syntax error. What actually happened is that the assistant, the troubleshooter agent here, actually downloaded and fixed the bash script, re-uploaded it, and has staged the job ready to go now. So we can go ahead and look at the fixed job, which will be appearing here as job 2 fixed. Indeed, this is one that I've already run ahead of time and confirmed that it does correctly now resolve the errors that were part of that, which is this fixed run here. So the point here is that through natural language, we can address a problem in a job, troubleshoot it, and stage our job ready to be fixed. We'll now look at some more interesting, perhaps some more complicated job submission requirements. And to do this, we're first going to look at a DOE that has been run here across the solver AdditiveFoam from Oak Ridge National Lab, and various conditions of laser radius as well as laser power. And the intention here is we want the assistant and the report generator assistant or agent in particular to analyze the results here and then recommend for us next steps for continuing on in this design of experiments. So the report is completed now, where it has done various insights and analysis on all the design of experiments that's here. We'll have some other videos that are more focused on the report generator agent, but for the purposes here, I specifically prompted it to recommend certain follow-up studies based on what we had here. And it gives a few ideas for that based on laser velocity or the absorption. In this case, I'll go ahead and say, let's go with a velocity sweep. This is a existing DOE was at a fixed velocity. We're going to now study what that looks like to be changing that. So I'll prompt around just getting some automated setup for this so I don't have to do it myself. Great, so the job set is completed now, and it actually gives me a summary of what are those configurations that we're going to have, the velocities that we're going to sweep through, and the input files and how they were actually modified. We can now look at those actual jobs as they were staged here. We see velocity sweeps. These are the job IDs that we had that have all then been now configured with different input files where they were actually modified. Specifically, the scan path is where that velocity is modified. So these will be ready to go now, where we configured all this DOE from the intent of what we're actually sweeping to the configuration of the input files just through interaction with natural language with the agents within the Rescale platform.